So I am joined by 1-0 pro fighter Scott Johnson, who trains out of Aspire Combat Sports Academy. Fights on FCC against Christian Tebbett, just a few weeks out. How are you feeling for that fight, buddy?
I'm feeling good, to be honest. Camp's going well, diet's going well, weight's coming down, feel fit, feel ready. Like always, I'm always prepared well. You never see me not prepared in a fight, so I'm ready for everything, to be honest. I can't wait. It's going to be a good fight and it's going to be in a good show again, so looking forward to it.
And as well for this fight, obviously, you've fought on most of the big regional shows. But now getting this sort of fight, obviously FCC at the moment, it looks as though it's on a big uprise at the moment. So to be on that sort of card, what's that like as well? Or at this point, having had so many fights so far, it's just another one of those for you?
The card looks good, to be honest. They just posted a little bit of the card. Then there's still a few more fights to announce, but the fight's looking good. And then I get to fight with our Johnny. He's making his debut, so I'm looking forward to seeing his debut out there. I'm sure I'll probably be in his corner because he's probably going to be one of the first on, and I'll probably be cornering him. And the show's good. Our sponsor, Frequency Fitness, is sponsoring the show and stuff like that. So it's a decent little show. It's a good setup, and it's always like ran well as well. So I'm looking forward to fighting on it. I've been in the back on a few shows, and it's always a good show and ran well. So I'm looking forward to fighting on it.
And you just mentioned now, obviously, with Frequency Fitness, and I know they've been helping you quite a lot through this camp, but having those sort of people helping you like Frequency Fitness, what is that like as an athlete that's still competing on the regional scene?
No, it's people don't realise how much, like, even if it's just like a little small sponsor, help out. I've got a few. I've got like a CBD sponsor. One of my mates from school sponsors me with his dogs and stuff like that. So it's a massive help. The dogs is triple bulls. They're gonna have a new litter soon, so get on them if you want any dogs. But it's a massive help. It does help a lot. Like, it takes the stress off expenses for camp, like one-to-ones. We've had to pay for a nutritionist this camp, and Triple Balls has paid for that. He's going to be paying for me nutritionist and stuff like that. So it helps massively. It saves me having to use my own funds as well to cover camp costs, because it can be expensive, especially when we're only getting paid like 300-400 quid for a fight. It's hard.
And now, obviously, we're making the transition to pro. It seems that you've got everything pretty much on lock now. You've got the nutritionist, S&C, everything like that. And how would you say those have helped you come along as an athlete to improve as a fighter as well?
Well, massively. I've got Concordian sponsoring me as well, so I get a sports massage every week, and that just keeps me on top of like my niggles and stuff like that off training, because like I'm training twice a day, so you're going to get little knocks and stuff. But having them, they've got oxygen chamber, they've got cryotherapy, I get a sports massage. That's a massive help. So I've had any little knocks I've had, it's been, as soon as I have a little knock, he's in sorting it straight away within a day or whatever. So again, it's a massive help. And I think since I turned pro, if you look at my last fight, it didn't really last that long, but everything was in place. I had a nutritionist. I've got Femi and Danny doing my strength conditioning. I'm training of a morning and training of a night now and stuff like that. So that's a massive difference. If you're an amateur and you're wanting to do it properly, I'd suggest to actually do it properly, because all my amateur career, I weren't training of a morning, just training of a night, because I still work now as it is. So I'm doing like a 40-hour week in work, and then I do like 30 hours in the gym. So it's hard graft, but it'll be worth it in the end, won't it?
And with Aspire, obviously they've got everything pretty much in one place that you would need. And I know when we last spoke, we touched on it before about training out of Aspire, but when you do have everything that's sort of in one place, you're not having to go as far for each thing. How useful is that as a fighter as well, knowing you've got everything behind just one door?
Yeah, well, I think everyone's starting to crack on and realise how good Aspire is. You know what I mean? Like, if you look at, I reckon if you look at our percentage rate for wins and to losses over the last 2 or 3 years, it's probably over 90%. Like, we don't go in a fight unprepared, and Phil and Dean won't let you go in a fight. And if you're slacking in camp, you get told. If you carry on slacking, you're getting pulled. So that's why everyone comes in, and everyone's always fit, everyone's always ready. Everyone has to be doing strength conditioning. Everyone has to be in the mornings at least 2-3 times a week. So if you're not training properly, and if you're coming to Aspire and you're not getting results and you're not developing, you might as well just spew it and just bail it all together, because you're not going to get better anywhere else.
And with this fight going into, I know we touched on it a little bit behind what could happen post-fight. Obviously, we won't go too much into it there with everything. But in terms of what you do see after this fight, obviously, it'll put you at 2-0 in a great position. It's a great win as well against what was a highly ranked amateur prospect at flyweight. So to get this sort of win under your belt, what does that see look like for you next?
Well, I think I'm probably looking at December the 3rd again on FCC to come to Liverpool, the Olympia. So that'll be probably the next fight after that. But at the minute, I'm just focusing on beating Tebby because I don't want to underestimate Tebby because I do rate him. I think he's good. I think he's good everywhere. I think he's got good striking, good grappling, good wrestling. I think it'll be a tough test for both of us. But I feel like I will have the edge skill-wise, fitness-wise, and everything else. But at the moment, I'm just looking at him, and then December the 3rd, we can look on someone else. Maybe Sheldon Ryan can get it.
And with the pro debut, obviously, both pro debuts, both you and Christian ended quicker. But I know he had the issues with opponents pulling out, and he might not have got the opponent he wanted at the weight class he wanted. Whereas
Yeah,
you did.
he fought an absolute crab, didn't he? See him, he's about 90 kilos. But he's always fought good people at amateur. So I can't really take that away from him. But his pro debut was an absolute crap.
So, and just to touch on it a bit, do you feel as though you getting that pro experience in there with someone who was an established pro, or at least, they were coming in there to try and win and take the win away from you? Do you feel that that's going to benefit you a little bit in that sense?
I don't really know because my pro debut didn't really last that long. It was only 1 minute 56 or something. So I can't really say I'm more experienced than him or not in the pro scene at the 5-minute rounds because I haven't really experienced the 5-minute round or even haven't even experienced 1 5-minute round yet. So, but I feel like I had a very experienced amateur career. I went 5 rounds a few times with high level decent opponents. But like I said, it'll be a tough fight. It'll be a good fight, and I'm looking forward to fighting Christian. To be honest, I do rate him, and I don't dislike him, and I don't like this fight's just going to go in there and just purely just to fight and to prove who's better. So I'm looking forward to it.
And does a part of you almost want to sort of gain that experience of being able to go a round or 2 rounds to get that sort of case time, or again, are you just going to go out there and just get the job done as it needs to be done?
I always come for the finish. I want to finish him, of course, but I don't think it's going to be as easy as the last fight. I don't think it's going to be like a first round job. I think it'll be maybe second or later in the 3rd round where I'll get the finish. I think we're both at like a decent level where it's not going to be like because my last fight he just come rushing at me, and I don't think it's going to be like that. Well, I don't think Christian's going to do that anyway. But if he does, it'll be a bad night for him. But like I said, I don't think he's going to do that. I think it'll be more of like it'll look more like we're both 2 pros in there who've had like 8 or 9 fights, not both 1-0. Like I seen FCC, we done an interview today with him, and he said that it's no secret Scott's coming to grapple. But if you look at all my fights, everyone's always tried to take me down first. I don't come out to take people down. It's people take me down, and then when it gets to the floor, I always terrorise them, and then I just think, well, what's the point? I might as well just go out and take them down after this. So you can think what he thinks, but I'll come and strike with them. I'll come and wrestle them. I'll come and grapple. I'll do whatever I want.
And as you mentioned there with the records, of both of you still very early in your pro career, 1-0. But do you feel as though it is one of those fights that might go a little under the radar to some MMA fans with it being 1-0 versus 1-0? So obviously you were both very established amateurs, came to the pro and it's made the transition look natural. So do you feel it is one of those fights that people need to be looking out for?
Yeah, definitely. I do think Christian will do well. I do. I really do. I think he'll go quite far in the sport, but I feel like I've just got the upper skill level at the minute. Not saying that he's not going to have that eventually, but at the minute I feel like I'm better skill wise than him. I don't feel like he's experienced as much, like having to tough through fights, and I fought like the likes of Liam Gittins, I fought Zach Fry, I fought Luke Penberthy, like all like decent level, level amateurs, and I know that Christian had a win over Zach Fry, but I feel like I was beating Zach Fry's 4 rounds up and just got caught. That things happen, but this fight will be like, I feel like it'll be fight of the night, to be honest. I feel like it'll be either our fight or Callum Mullen's fight, because Callum always comes to fight, and you know you've seen that before. But it'll be either me and Christian or Callum and his opponent that'll be fighting tonight. So get looking, get watching, get on me for tickets.
And that was going to be the last thing I asked, obviously, about the tickets. Where can they get them from you? And then as well, just any sponsors, teammates, etc. that you want to shout out to nobody.
Well, get tickets off me Instagram, scottjohnson.96. Obviously, I've got a few sponsors. I've got Frequency Fitness, Orange County CBD, Merseyside Scaffolding, Sleepyheads. What else I've got? I've got a few, to be honest. So Triple Balls. Triple Balls is a massive one. He always sorts me out. He pays for a lot of one-to-one sessions for me and stuff like that. So Triple Balls, they're on Instagram as well. So yeah, just them and like a few of the teammates I've been training with. Mate, I've been training a lot with our John. Like, he's only amateur, going to make his amateur debut, but you're going to see how experienced he is and how good he is. He's only been training 2 or 3 years, but he's coping well with the top amateurs in our gym who have got belts and stuff. He's taking rounds off them. So he's really helped, and he's always a training partner in the gym when we're drilling. It's always with him, so I can help him out and stuff. So John's been a massive help in this camp again, as always. There's a few lads in the gym: Dan Farrell, Luke Burns, obviously Phil and Dean are a massive part of everyone in Aspire's camps, and that's about it. And everyone else in the gym who helps out as well. And my mum and dad are a massive help always in camp. My mum always goes and gets me shopping for me meals, so she's the one.
Well, that is everything from me. Obviously, FCC, get on Scott for tickets if you are needing them. You're going to be there to support him. It'll be a great show as always. Do appreciate your time, buddy. Thank you very much.
Nice one, mate. Nice one.